Getting to know your friends and neighbors, this is Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right, and welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern with you this morning, replacing Amy Hudson. She'll be back in about a week here on Hometown Today. Today we are joined by members of the Dodge County Center for the Arts, as well as Janice Stevens with the Beaver Dam Rec Department. She'll be joining us in the 10 o'clock hour. But first, we are going to be talking about the Beautiful Expressions exhibit workshop that is exhibit going on at the Dodge County Center for the Arts coming up in about a week or so here in Beaver Dam. I'm joined by Craig Caston, Amy McPherson, and Rob Grezel. Welcome in, everyone.
We're glad to be here.
Really looking forward to talking more about all that's going on at the Dodge County Center for the Arts and the Beautiful Expressions exhibit that is opening on September 21st with an open reception on the 21st from 1 to 3 p.m. Well, I guess we can get started on that right now. We only have a couple minutes before we got to go back to break. But I guess, Rob, if you want to introduce yourself and what the exhibit's going to be.
Yeah, so I'm Rob Grizzle. I'm the Dementia Care Specialist for the Aging Disability Resource Center of Dodge County, office located in Juneau. And we are doing a art show that really focuses and features people living with mild cognitive impairment, dementia, and caregivers that really shows some of those opportunities that people have to be able to express themselves in different ways. So everything from storytelling to watercolor to wood carving. So all kinds of different mediums and ways for people to be involved with others or have connections, and really this show just helps to celebrate some of that.
And Craig and I were talking a week or so ago with Shannon Cooley from the tourism department, and we were kind of previewing what this all would be, and something that I think is really cool. Well, one, being art therapy, I'm always really interested about that and in the way that works with, I guess, the human mind. But then also, I think it's really cool that all the art is from different groups in the area or different classes that you can take in the area. So that's definitely something we can talk about, and all the work that the ADRC does is always phenomenal. They come on every month here on Hometown Today, and it's always really interesting listening to all the different programs that they have going on. But we do need to take a break here. Hometown Today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, located underneath the red awning. And it's also presented by Professional Floor Covering Your Floor and so much more, located at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. You can visit them online at proflr.com or give Randy and the team a call at 920-887-9972. Again, 920-887-9972. Charlie Dern with you on Hometown Today. We'll continue our conversation with the Dodge County Center for the Arts here in just a few minutes on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
owner of Professional Floor Covering, and you're listening to Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right, and welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Durnan with you this morning, joined by members of the Dodge County Center for the Arts, the DCCA, Craig Caston, Amy McPherson, and Rob Grezel. Welcome back in, guys. We're here talking about the Beautiful Expressions exhibit that's opening up on September 21st. And Rob is the coordinator, or the one that put it all together, with different engagement groups in Dodge County. So I'm really curious to hear more about how the project came to be, how the idea got started, and really, I guess, the final product, because I know you do have some art here as well. So I guess if we want to start with how this all came to be, or where this all started from.
Yeah, so I've been in my role since 2018, and started doing Spark, which was an existing program in Dodge County, and the Center for the Arts, previously the Beaver Dam Area Arts Association, was one of the three groups that was doing a rotating Spark program. And so they've been involved for quite a while. And in that group, there was a lot of art that was being created. And the Spark program expanded and now has 4 monthly programs versus the one program that was going on then. And there was just a lot of really amazing work being done, great stories being told, and so wanting to celebrate some of that in the time during COVID when groups weren't happening in person, continuing to engage with people and doing things like sending out art kits and meeting virtually and things like that. So really seeing the benefits in people getting together and people having that thing to look forward to, or that place that they could share some of those stories or messages, that they could see their work framed and hung properly, just was something that I felt was a need to happen. And so it's something that we've coordinated with the Grandpa and Lucy storybook awareness that we pair with the show, which is a kid's book that follows a granddaughter and the changing relationship with her grandfather, who has Alzheimer's. And how she is able to learn to make changes to continue that relationship in a meaningful way. So really trying to coordinate those different groups, not just in Dodge County, but we have a lot in Dodge County, so a lot of it really does come from the Dodge County area, but it being something that's open to anyone that wants to submit to it.
Yeah, and all the artwork in this exhibit that's running from September 21st through October 27th was created by individuals with mild cognitive impairment and dementia, as well as caregivers. And those groups include Spark, like you mentioned, Memories in the Making, memory cafes, and then virtual art cafes as well. Could you also speak on what Spark is, and then also maybe Memories in the Making as well?
Yeah, so Spark is a program that's designed for both the person with mild cognitive impairment or dementia as well as the caregiver. And it's about getting out and having fun, being in a safe environment, being with people who are in similar situations. It's not about facts, or that memory, is really something that is not focused on. So it's really about being in the moment. Things like, what does this make you think of versus who is this? So those questions that don't have a black or white answer to them, and allow people to be able to express themselves, be able to engage. It's based on sensory, and has an art, culture, nature foundation to it, being offered in that natural setting.
And that group meets every third Thursday of every month. And I believe they're underway or continuously going on
For the whole year. Yeah.
for the whole year, right?
Yeah, so the group meets at the center, the Dodge County Center for the Arts, the third Thursday of every month, and then there's also programs, one in Waupun, there's a second program in Beaver Dam, and then another program in Horicon, so four programs a month.
That's amazing, and it's really great work and a cool idea, I think, for people to be able to have something like this in their community. For the DCCA, bringing this exhibit into to the Dodge County Center for the Arts, I guess what went into bringing it to the center?
It was part of what we had talked about years ago when we'd reorganized to our new location. At 130 West Maple Avenue, put that in there. We did our location. We were trying to find ways to bring the community in, and one of our members, and I think Rob, who's also a board member, had mentioned that maybe we could do about art being for mental health, and one of our artists, Christina Hernandez, had suggested doing an art show based around mental health, and so. Between her and Rob, we came up with, we did like back-to-back ones. So September is kind of like our mental health awareness. We do the art show. We do, Rob puts out flags. Well, he should talk about the flags out in front of the building. Shannon Cooley was nice enough to make our bench, fill it with yarn bombing and leave it out there, and it's purple as well. So to us, it's really important, and it's important that, because art is therapeutic as well. It's not necessarily therapy. It's just therapeutic. I mean, who doesn't like to color? Who doesn't like to, go somewhere to a museum and see some beautiful artwork done by someone, and especially having. And I was someone who lived with someone who was suffering from dementia. It's good to see that there's some outlet for that. And back in the we'll call it the 70s. It's probably the 60s. It was probably the 60s when it was, but there was no outlet like that, and it was really difficult. This is an amazing opportunity for people with that skill, and Rob is at most of them, and then also our vice president of the Dodge County Center for the Arts, Chris Fernock, and her husband Chuck come and they help lead those quite often. She's actually went to a class to train on how to do it, and it's very powerful to see that. And Grandpa and Lucy if you haven't read it, it's a very powerful book. It was very moving to read it. It was really important. So if you haven't, you can get it at the library or get it on Amazon. Check it out. It's an amazing book.
What's that called?
Grandpa and Lucy.
Okay, I hadn't heard of
Are you
that.
gonna have the storybook outside?
Yeah.
And he also has, what are they, posters of the storybook. You walk through the storybook outside the gallery.
Yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you haven't read it, it's very emotional. It's very good. And having, like I said, my grandfather had dementia, and I lived with him, and so it was very difficult to deal with that, and this kind of brings it back to that.
Oh, and yep,
There you go. There's Grandpa
yeah,
Lucy.
Jack's got a picture of it already.
Yes.
And then Craig did mention the flags outside of the DCCA. Do you want to speak on those?
Yeah, so every year we put out flags that represent each of the individuals in Dodge County that have dementia. So I haven't looked at what numbers are this year, but it's over 2,000
Wow.
individuals that will have flags out there. And then the Grandpa and Lucy storybook, both in English and Spanish.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And I know when Rob had presented that they're going to put the little flags out, I thought, wow, it's a couple little purple flags. And you walk out there and it's the entire lawn is
Right.
purple flags. And it was 2,000 the first time, 2,150 the second time, but I don't know what the number is for this year. So
Are you the one counting them?
No, Rob. Just thank you. But I do maintain them if I see if they get knocked over or they get the wind blows them. I usually go out there and try to straighten them up because it's
Sure.
important for people to come by and visually represent that. I mean, not just it's you could say numbers all you want. It's 20, it's 40, it's 60, but when you see that giant just flags after flags after flag, it's just amazing. It makes you stop and think about and especially like someone like myself who's just turned 30 the other day. No, just kidding. Again, no. It start to make you think about our age, someone my age, that aging and things like that, and the people that I know that are aging, all the people that I know that are in that area. A lot of my friends are in their 60s and 70s, and it just makes you start to think about that too.
Yeah, it totally puts things in perspective. And for people like me, I'm a visual person, like you said. Like, yeah, throw any number you want at me, and I'll believe it. But seeing something like that, like for the ADRC's Brat Fry, it was a different thing with flags out there, the pinwheels out there. But just seeing it all in person and you can visualize it. That's when, for me, I really fully can grasp it. And I live really close to the DCCA now, so I'll be able to see them and think about that. I guess so. We're talking with Rob Gressel, Craig Caston, and Amy McPherson from the DCCA about the Beautiful Expressions exhibit that's opening up on September 21st, running all the way through October 27th over at the DCCA. All artwork in the exhibit was created by individuals with mild cognitive impairment and dementia, as well as the caregivers. Now, I'm curious about the caregivers part of this because they obviously have a much different experience, than the patients in this case. Did you notice any art, or I guess how did the art differ for the caregivers versus who they're taking care of?
I think for a lot of individuals, it's hard to tell sometimes whether it was the caregiver or whether it was the person with mild cognitive impairment or dementia, because when we're working with these groups, there's no requirement or expectation that they have any kind of art background or experience, and so. There's more creativity that may come out of that person with mild cognitive impairment or dementia because there's less of that fear of judgment or that they're able to express themselves as they are. Where sometimes there's that hesitation with that caregiver. A lot of times it's really helping to kind of separate some of that so that the caregiver is able to work on their piece while helping to give them the tools so that that individual they're supporting can make their own decisions.
Sure.
And that's really great to see, them developing those tools of, okay, we can make that decision at whatever level that individual is at, whether it's what color do you want to use or do you want to use the red or blue, but projects that really set people up for success.
That's really interesting. And again, these projects, or all this artwork was done by groups in the Spark program, Memories in the Making, Memory Cafes, and Virtual Art Cafes So all the art that's created in the exhibit is done by individuals with mild cognitive impairment and dementia, as well as the caregivers. I do want to talk about the art that you brought in and want to show it, but we do have to take a break here on Hometown Today. We'll be back in just a few moments. And if you're on the Daily Dodge TV stream, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. You'll be able to see the art that they all brought in, and we'll be able to talk more about it. And we don't have to just talk about it on the radio, then you can see it as well. So make sure to subscribe to our Daily Dodge TV YouTube channel. We'll step aside here on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hey, it's Randy from Professional Floor Covering, bringing together friends and neighbors on Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right, welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Durnan with you this morning. Hometown Today is brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, located underneath that red awning. They're also presented to you by Professional Floor Covering, your floor and so much more, located at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. At proflr.com is where you can find them online, and you can also give Randy and the team a call at 920-887-9972. I'm joined by members of the Dodge County Center for the Arts, Craig Caston, Amy McPherson, and Rob Gressel. Welcome back in, everyone. I know that we have some art that we wanted to show, and we only have a few minutes before we got to get back to the ABC News and the Daily Dodge News Center. So I'd love to see some of this art, and this is art that is on the or will be in the part of the exhibit on September 21st.
Yeah. So this is a piece here that was done by Deborah Schmidt. That's entitled Lavender Fields. It's a watercolor.
It's really beautiful.
And Deborah does a lot of watercolors in her free time. And so this is a piece that she did. She'll have several other pieces at the show, and just is something that she discovered after she was diagnosed, as a way that she could express herself, and so she has taken some web tutorial kind of classes, and that's how she's done a lot of her learning and exploration.
And Amy, I believe you are the teacher for the Watercolor Wednesday class?
No, I'm not.
Okay, all right, never mind.
But that's all right.
I was gonna say,
we could yeah, but she would. That would be a perfect person to come to Watercolor Wednesday.
Right.
And no, Lisa Amport is the. It's not really an instruction. She wants to call it a workshop, but she. All the artists come. You can use some of Lisa's supplies, buy some supplies, or bring your own, and she helps you go through, all the different techniques, and then it's just a group doing the Watercolor Wednesday, but now it's even expanded. It was once a month. Now it's every Wednesday, and artists can bring what other materials they want to bring. If they want to do acrylics, they want to bring it's just the group experience, and it's gone from a couple people to now 4 tables set up, so
Yeah.
it's a lot of people, and it's really a lot of fun.
That's wonderful, and that's cool that it's grown that much
Right.
over the years. And that's just one of the many programs going on at the DCCA.
And we were surprised last week when the Green Valley brought a group of people in. We weren't expecting them. And then Lisa and Mary Novak, who was also another artist that in residence there, as part of the group, they sat down with the residents and worked on projects with them. So it was very good. It was very well. And like Amy said, it was only a couple people to start, and it's huge now. And we don't discriminate. You don't have to do watercolor. That's just the name that kind of rolls off the tongue when you say it. So it's actually supposed to be called Ask an Artist, because we'd love to see other artists come in and do other things like
Any sort of demonstration.
Yeah, demonstration like wood turning or wood burning or or sculpting. Or we'd love to work towards getting our potter's wheel back, and then figure out a way to fire the glaze those things and stuff like that. So
Great.
It's part of our future plans.
Wow.
But like I said, we can keep Watercolor Wednesday maybe Thursday or Friday.
Yeah,
Have
yep.
Ask an
Yeah.
Artist.
Sure.
Have that so
Yep,
continue.
that's the whole.
Yeah,
sure.
So
Right.
go. I'm sorry, we'll go
Sorry,
back there.
yeah.
I digress. I do that a lot.
So what's this other, our next piece of artwork?
So this is a piece by Chuck, and so Chuck was working with a group with a musician who was having individuals create musical scores, or graphic scores. And so they had a starting point and an ending point, and she then asked them what they were thinking about, what the different colors, what they represented, or kind of the feelings that they were having creating it, and then would take those answers and those images and play it on the cello and see, is this the feeling that you're describing, and so then would, through that kind of conversation, create that musical piece then, based off of that artwork.
Interesting.
So this was part of that group. And so we'll have that then at the show as well.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see it as well, but it's got red and green and yellow, and then a lot of black at the bottom. It's a really cool abstract, and then on the outside it has little red things that go like this, like the music is expanding. It's very nice.
I'm glad you're here to describe it better than I am, because any art I don't want to ever describe, I guess, because I could probably be interpreting it.
And that's my kind of art because it's like chaos. This looks like chaos. I love it.
And then what do we have here?
So the last piece that I brought, in some of our groups, there's kind of an open time where people can work on whatever they want, whether that's journaling or collage or watercoloring. And so this piece here was a little piece that somebody created that says a powerful group to love and enjoy myself. And so I thought that really was a very powerful message, and shows a little bit of that one of those other arts.
Well, how it makes them feel, because they're in the moment, and that is in the moment. If she's feeling love and joy and happiness for herself in that moment, I think that's really powerful.
Yeah, and I guess, well, maybe for me, but a lot of times looking at art, you don't really know about the context of the artist per se, or at least, well, I don't. Maybe I should look into my art history a little more. But I think that this exhibit's really cool because you do have the understanding going into it of, well, I guess like Craig mentioned, how dementia as they've been going through different stages of it. And I guess just knowing that going into the exhibit, for someone like me, I think that definitely really opens my mind to what I'm about to see, I guess, if that all makes sense. Or do you guys kind of get where I'm
yeah, sometimes the context is the best. We've had some examples where saw the Lumineers in concert, and the songs are really nice, but when he explained every song before he did it, it changed the entire song. And one of our artists is Mike Belangi, who's a poet laureate, and poetry's like, but to me it's not. To other people it's great. To me it's just. But when Mike explained everything, what he meant by saying this, it was an entirely different. I'd read it first and it was entirely different. It was like, wait, now I know what he's trying to say. It makes complete sense. So context is really good to have that, and it's good to know that these are people that have this, having these issues and the art that's coming out of them, because it's a powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool to remind us all of our mortality, but of our compassion towards other people. Things like that.
Yeah. Well, Rob, thanks so much for bringing these in. It's really cool to get a glimpse of what's going to be on at the Beautiful Expressions exhibit happening at the DCCA from September 21st to October 22nd or 27th. And then, Craig, if you could share the address again.
130 West Maple Avenue.
All right, I'll get that down before the end of the show here. Again, all of that artwork in the exhibit was created by individuals with mild cognitive impairment and dementia, as well as their caregivers, in groups such as Spark, Memories in the Making, Memory Cafes, Virtual Art Cafes. So I'd love to continue the conversation about all that's going on at the Dodge County Center for the Arts, maybe even more about the exhibit going on from September 21st through the 27th. And there is an opening reception for that on the 21st from 1 to 3 p.m., so make sure to stop by the DCCA for that. We'll step aside here on Hometown Today, and we'll continue our conversation with Craig Caston, Amy McPherson, and Rob Gressel here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
bringing you Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right, and welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Durnan in with you this morning, along with members of the Dodge County Center for the Arts, Craig Caston, Amy McPherson, and Rob Grezel. In the 10 o'clock hour, I'll be joined by Jana Stevens and Joan Hohenstein over at the City of Beaver Dam Recreation Department. Jana is the Recreation Department Administrator, and Joan is the Recreation Supervisor. So they'll be joining me from 10 to 11, talking all things Beaver Dam Rec Department coming up in the fall, winter, and coming months as well. But before I talk with them, we got to talk more with the Dodge County Center for the Arts and all that they have going on coming up here, because it's really busy over at the Dodge County Center for the Arts. That at least they certainly keep themselves busy. So Craig, where do we want to start?
It keeps me busy. Well, we'll just go with the speed round this like we used to in the old days. We have our artist meeting tonight from 6 till 7:30. We'll stay as long as you want, because I know the debate is at 8 and a lot of people want to go see that. So we'll try to be out by 7:30 to come and meet and talk about. We have some what we would like expectations, what the artists would want from us, how we can now that we've been at our location for 5 years, how best can we expand for the next 5 years. We're Bob Einwalter, who was the former president, had like 20-year plans and 30-year plans. I'm like, we can't do that. Him and I butted heads a lot, because I'm like, get it done today. He's like, get it done in 6 months, and I'm like, so we came to in the middle here, and we're going to do that. We're going to come there. Then also this weekend is Pepperfest, which I'm involved in with a lot of things. I do a lot of the publicity for it and the flyers and the banners and the website and all that stuff. But the main important part is that the Dodge County Center for the Arts has their pie sale. We sell all of our pies, and by the slice or by the whole. We have some great people who donate pies, including Millie Garside, who donates mini pies, so you don't have to cut them up. It's great. It's wonderful. And then the Great Harvest Bakery is going to give us a 25 of the apple pepper pies. If you haven't had apple pepper pie,
you sell those whole, though, don't you?
We sell the whole by the slice.
And by the slice.
But most people would just buy them whole, because they're
so good.
Yeah, they go so
ridiculous.
they're so well. We've got some from Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly. The great guys there have given us some, and Walker's had agreed to donate some pies. But we'd also request that if you're a member, or even if you're not, if you want to donate some pies to ours, we'll be there Friday. Come down, bring them down on Friday, and we'll put out a notice when we're going to cut them up, and we'll get them cut and ready to take down to the thing. So
real quick, Craig, before you jump to the next one, I forgot that we have Dr. Kim or we have Dr. Verlo on the line. And Wally Lukaczynski, our producer, had told us that, and then I completely blew it off and forgot. So apologies, Dr. Verlo, but welcome into Hometown Today.
Well, I'm glad to be there, but to be honest with you, I was pretty interested in your conversation. So thanks for the oversight. But I just wanted to call in and let you know today that we've got a lot of fall savings going on here in Verlo now. What we're doing is on your additional purchase, on your total purchase, we're giving you a 5% off on the total order. We also have some floor models that we're trying to move out, and there's some pretty significant discounts on those. If you buy the floor model, you'll get savings, and then you'll still get the additional 5% off of that as well. So it's a good opportunity, for some select items. Currently, we got twin mattresses starting at $129, and we've got our adjustable bases still on sale, as well as our lift chairs are from Flex Steel for the Z-Cliners. So that's kind of all we've got going on here. Monday through Friday we're open 9 to 7, Saturday 9 to 5, and Sunday 11 to 5.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dr. Verlo, for calling in and checking in with us this morning. I know that Craig was in between breaks, we were talking about, I guess you didn't have the chance to run into Dr. Verlo when we were there, but
I hear him on the radio all the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But tell my wife that you found my conversation interesting.
Appreciate that.
All right. Thanks so much, Dr. Verlo.
You guys have a great day.
So so we've got the pies donated. My wife Carrie ran around town last week and strong-armed a bunch of the places into giving pies. So they've been a great supporter of us, and that's our biggest fundraiser of the year. And we also take some of the money that we proceeds and we donate that back to as our portion of the Children's Radiothon, because you guys help us with all of our other things that we do.
Sorry, just to backtrack, you guys are accepting pies still, correct?
You betcha.
Okay,
You betcha.
got it.
Yeah, we never know. My wife asked how many are there. I have no idea. Sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you get a few, but we'd like to get as many as we can, just because we'd like to be there all day selling pies. We'd like to support, help support the Art Center, but also support the Children's Radiothon. And and so I mentioned my wife Carrie. I'll mention my grandkids, Grayson and Maisel and Caroline, because I always have to mention them. We have we'll also have a coloring contest there, so you can pick up a picture of Larry the Pepper and color it either while you're there. While you're there, you have to do it while you're there, because the entries are due at the end of the day, so we don't have them flooding in all week. So, but we'll have colors, we'll have things you can do.
Markers,
We'll
whatever.
have chalk for people who really want to do chalk. They will have all that stuff too. So it's very important to have that. We have our coloring contest. We're currently we used to have a every Thursday, third Thursday of the month or whatever it was. We always had it's been so long I forgot. We used to have a special class as Thursdays. We've changed it to we're just doing a coloring contest because it's more fun, more inclusive. All age groups. Then this month is back to school.
And we have a lot of participants.
Yep,
And
yep.
they are awarded and get some sort of art supply or gift at the end, so.
Yeah, the top placers do that, and last month was corn on the cob. So you had corn to color, and we've got some amazing. I'll be posting those later. We have our website is dodgecountyarts.org. Everything is on there, including you can download a copy of the coloring thing if you don't want to come get it. We have our phone number 920-341-6278, and then we also don't forget to like us on social media, because I post quite a bit on social media, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. And I'd like to see those numbers grow, because that's the best way for you to know what's happening. The website, I change that every day, but it doesn't have the same instant gratification that social media does. So I'd like to do that.
I can speak to the social media, because when I was prepping for the show this morning, I didn't know that you were going to have notes for me. So yeah, I used your social media to get a nice sheet of notes, and I got almost a full page of notes on there. So yeah, the social media has everything on there.
I'm gonna show a picture here.
Okay, so we talked about plein air.
Plein air painting, it's a new group that, it was an older group when the Art Center was at the Disciple House, and now they're reorganizing it. This is a painting I did outside, and plein air painting is painting outside. And the group is meeting, everyone is welcome. You bring your own supplies. September 20th at 10 in the morning, and it's at Swan Park, and we'll meet there, we all go paint or draw, do whatever we're gonna do outside. We meet again, and then we'll decide where we're gonna go next month. And at the end of the year, we're gonna have a big show of all our plein air paintings.
So this is of Swan Park?
No, this is not a Swan Park. This is just a paint. This is a plein air painting. I painted outside.
I see.
So this is not Swan Park.
That's probably good, because I was going to ask for specifics on which part. Where's the band show?
It's another group we talked off the air. It's another group that started as a small group, and suddenly it's this very large group, and it's a group. They use the Art Center as a point of focus, but they're independent. They're not. We don't control that. We want the artists to get
Mary Novak and Betsy Lambert are heading it, but they're members of the Dodge County Center for the Arts, so we're their home base, but the group itself decides where they're going to go every month and paint outside. So.
And could you give those details again on when and where and all that?
Swan Park, September 20th. It's a Friday, and it's in the morning at 10 o'clock. And so we'll paint for about 2 hours. We'll paint about 2 hours, and then meet again. And then you can either stay and paint, or you take your drawings home or whatever and work at home. So
Wonderful.
yeah. So it's a lot of fun as a group.
Yeah, that sounds great.
got a minute left. We'll
Yeah.
Watercolor Wednesday, we already talked about.
yeah, but we want to talk about the holiday gift gallery.
Oh, well, we have after Beautiful Expressions, we have our holiday art market coming up, and that's going to be November 16th through December 31st. All the artists are going to have a booth, a space, a place to put all their crafts, paintings, art, all kinds of things we're going to have. And so everybody, please come and take a look, buy local. We have free gift wrap and hot chocolate and coffee for everybody that comes.
And for the artists, it's when we first started doing this, back 5 years ago, when we moved into the former Bank Mutual there at 130 West Maple Avenue, and we moved in there. We did we struggled to fill the space, and now we actually have a waiting list. So if you're an artist and you want to get in on it, you have to come see Amy and reserve your space, because we do.
Reserve a space.
We've hit that threshold where
Before November 1st, you have to have your space reserved.
Yeah, so where we don't have to call people and coerce them. We're at the point where we have a waiting list, because it's so we've finally hit that critical mass. So you need to get in if you're an artist.
And will that also be talked about at the artist meeting tonight as well?
Yes.
You betcha.
Got it. And then, well, I also saw on that flyer that the artists that are involved can also give their needs, per se, on the art market. Could you kind of explain that a little bit?
Well, what they do is let me know. Do you need, what are you bringing in? Do you need wall space? Do you need display cabinets? Do you
I
need,
see.
pedestals? How much do you have, and what do you need? So I organize a whole gallery, and then I'll have by the 1st everyone's space available, and I'll make a little map for them. So when they come in and put their stuff up the next week, they know where their place is going to be.
Great. And that meeting, again, is tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. Over around 130 Maple Street?
130 West Maple
West
Avenue.
Maple.
West Maple Avenue.
Avenue. Shoot. All right.
It's
Almost.
Right down by you. It's right down,
Yeah.
down by the theater.
Yeah, right nearby. So thanks again for coming in, Craig Casson, Amy McPherson, Rob Grezel with the Dodge County Center for the Arts. Is there anything else we want to say before we go? I guess I could just repeat that, and I'll get the date right this time. The Beautiful Expressions art exhibit is going on from September 21st through October 27th. And there's an opening reception on September 21st from 1 to 3 p.m. To go and check out all the wonderful art that a lot of people in the area put together for this exhibit. So I'm really looking forward to checking out the exhibit and really all that's going on at the DCCA. So thanks again, guys.
Yep, come on down.
Thank you.
All right, well, we'll take...
Wine walk, we can talk about that.
Oh, we talk about the wine walk. Do we have time? Do we have time?
We also
quickly,
have a
go.
wine, we also
Okay.
have a wine walk coming up, and please stop by the gallery.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
because
right.
You can have some wine and see all our wonderful artwork. We're going to have a special. It's a Western, so we're going to have a special Western theme going on with art, and also a photo taking.
We'll have a green screen for that. For the wine walk, because we're part of the chambers. We've been as part of our group to be in organizations and be part of that. So
What's that date of the wine walk?
the wine walk is next Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yep,
Yeah,
coming
real
up.
soon, real
Yep,
soon.
so
So many
yeah.
things happening.
Yep, so get your tickets. Get your tickets at the chamber. Come on down. We'll have all kinds of other surprises. I've 3D printed a bunch of stuff and things like that. So we'll have a great time.
Wonderful. Yeah, so make sure to stop over there. In the next hour on Hometown Today, we'll be staying in Beaver Dam, talking with Janice Stevens, the Recreation Department Administrator over at the City of Beaver Dam Rec Department, as well as Joan Hohenstein, the Recreation Supervisor at the City of Beaver Dam Rec Department. So we're going to be talking all things Beaver Dam Rec Department next on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
From the Slumberland Furniture Studio, this is 95.3 WBEV Beaver Dam, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Waking up your neighborhood with what's happening. It's Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right, and welcome into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. This hour I'll be joined by Joan and Jana, Double J here from the Beaver Dam Recreation Department. So welcome in, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Hi, Charlie.
And thanks again to Craig Caston, Amy McPherson, and Rob Gressel from the Dodge County Center for the Arts for joining us this morning, talking about the Beautiful Expressions exhibit happening starting September 21st. So that's going on. And something else that we mentioned, well, I guess that's part of Shannon Cooley's world of tourism, was the wine walk towards the end. But it just reminded me that there's never a dull moment in Beaver Dam, and there's really, truly something always going on. So I'm excited to learn more about all that's going on with you guys in the rec department here. So really, we can start anywhere that you guys would like. I know that there's the vendor market. Well, you gave me a whole outline, so we can go through that as well. But Hometown Today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings and professional floor covering, your floor, and so much more. Over at McKinstry's Home Furnishings, they are inviting you to stop in and discover the Power Lift Chair Recliners. They have the largest selection in Dodge County, ready and available for prompt delivery. With the touch of a button, these chairs lift you to a standing position or recline you to a comfortable nap. You can even get a lift chair with heat and massage or with an adjustable headrest and lumbar support. Some models even have some cup holders and wireless phone chargers. There are a variety of sizes in stock, from small to the big man's. Prices start at only $699. Don't worry about the power going out because the lift chairs come with a battery backup. Delivery is free. If one of your loved ones needs a lift chair in their room at an assisted living facility, McKinstry's will deliver it. McKinstry's is a lift chair service center. McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Use the entrance in the tower parking lot, which is handicap accessible. We'll step aside here on Hometown Today while we collect our bearings a little bit and get a little organized here on Hometown Today. Charlie Dern with you again. Amy Hudson will be back in about a week here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Randy from Professional Floor Covering, welcoming you back to Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right, and welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern in with you this morning. A reminder that we will be hosting a celebration of life for Bill McCullum this Friday, September 13th, from 4 to 7 p.m. at the American Legion in Beaver Dam. The public is welcome to come by. You'll be able to view the private services for Uncle Bill on dailydodge.com beginning at 2 o'clock this Friday, September 13th. So make sure to swing by to the American Legion or check everything out on Daily Dodge TV to watch all of those processions occur. Joined this hour by Joan Hohenstein and Jana Stevens over at the Beaver Dam Recreation Department. I'm really excited to learn more about what's going on now that I've officially moved into Beaver Dam. I can really dive into everything that's going on and start signing up for maybe some fall and winter activities. So excited to learn more about those. I know that first on our list is the vendor market and trick-or-treat stop.
Yeah, so it's an annual event. As you all know, Fall Downtown Fest has been happening for many, many years, and we participate by offering an indoor vendor market at the Watermark, which is where the Recreation Department has our office and all of our activities, and we're at 209 South Center Street. The vendor market runs from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and it's free to come and shop, so people can come and get their last end of the season farmer market kind of things, or start doing their Christmas shopping, or just buy things for fun. But it ranges from crafters to home businesses to anything in between. So.
And that's the weekend of October 26th when Fall Downtown Fest is going.
Right, yeah, that's how we participate in Fall Downtown Fest, by offering that vendor market. And it's one of two vendor markets we do. We also offer one the last Saturday of January as part of Cabin Fever Fest.
Oh, I don't even think I know about Cabin Fever Fest. Wow.
That's coming up. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
exciting too, but that's for another story. But yeah, and we're also a trick-or-treat stop on that day. So there's trick-or-treat stops all around downtown, and we are one of them. So come and shop, and it gets a little slow during the casket races. So if you just want to shop, that's a really good time to pop in. Yeah. But we are there and have lots of great vendors.
I'm getting split here because I will be participating in the casket races, so I won't align one way or the other on where you should be at that time. But that does seem like a good idea. It will be, like you said, it will be a little dead down by that area of downtown Beaver Dam.
Yep, it's just over the bridge. So when you're done with the casket race or in between races, you can run over the bridge, and we're right there.
All right, that sounds great. I know that then I guess next we have the different adult travel opportunities going on with the rec department.
Yeah, we work with 3 different travel companies to offer extended tours. And Colette, Mayflower, and Premier World Discovery. And on Tuesday, I want to make sure I get this right, Tuesday, October 8th at 10 a.m., we have Katie from Colette Tours, who will be coming to share information on our upcoming experiences we're offering in 2025 and 26. Those include highlights of Norway, Utah's Mighty Five, and the Rockies, Iceland's magical Northern Lights, and Spotlight on New York City during the holidays. So if those trips pique your interest, you should check it out. Come and meet Katie. She will answer all your questions about those trips. We also take feedback for other trips to offer. So that's where we get some of our ideas. If someone says that they would like to go somewhere specific, we look at putting that together for people.
Cool.
But one of the nice things about the 3 companies that we work with is that they offer hometown pickup. So whether it's one person, 10 people, a whole busload, they will pick up right here in Beaver Dam. So you don't have to go to the airport, and a lot of that stress is taken care of for you. They provide guides, professional guides, on the tours. So it's a great way to travel.
Yeah, well, that was going to be my first question, was how that part of it works. So that's really nice that that's provided. And I've got the community center courier up with me here, and I guess it's all really nicely outlined right here for you with all the different tours that's going on. So again, Music City's Christmas, Washington, D.C. Cherry Blossoms. I've been to D.C. and the cherry blossoms are beautiful.
Yeah.
The Utah Mighty Five and the Rockies, highlights of Norway, Iceland's Magical Northern Lights, and Spotlight on New York City Holiday. So those trips all sound awesome, and like it's something, I guess, for everyone in different regions of the country that maybe you haven't been to. Yeah, I guess, that just sounds really cool, and like an opportunity that, I don't know, I guess I wouldn't have thought that we'd be talking about this morning. It's pretty cool.
We try to provide a variety of domestic and foreign opportunities for people, kind of the standard popular tours, as well as what's hot and upcoming. So that's something that we're always looking at. So, and the Courier, our program guide, which is published every other month, has a summary of the offerings, and we have detailed brochures at the Watermark as well as online at our website. So if people want more details, we have all that information online and at the Watermark.
Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say that would be nice to have, especially with like highlights of Norway. Like that. I mean, that sounds, going to Norway for 9 days, getting 12 meals with the trip package like that. I'd love to learn more about that kind of thing. I've never been to Europe or anything like that. So going to the Watermark and then visiting online on the website, which is I believe beaverdam.wi.gov/rec.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Got it. Wow. Anything else with the travel details? That's with Colette Tours.
Right. That's Colette Tours, and as I said, we work with 2 other companies, and we will be hosting some travel shows with them coming up in the next few months as well.
Wonderful.
And for the people that want to stay a little closer to home, not go on extended tours, we also offer day tours. And we have one coming up this year, and that's our Christmas in the Dells dinner show. And that's going to be at the Legacy Theater. That trip is filling very quickly. The trip is on Friday, December 6th. However, the deadline is November 13th. But I encourage anyone who's interested in going on that trip to register ASAP, because it is filling fast. So it's November 13th or until filled. And I think until filled is going to be the deadline.
Okay, yeah, it sounds like it. When you dropped this off yesterday for me, so thank you for doing that. I looked up the Dells Dinner Show on YouTube and found a video of someone that like walking around in it, and it was very cool. Like I've only really seen something like that, I guess, like when people set up their houses. I guess, if you know what I'm talking about, with their Christmas lights, where they'll maybe sync it up to a song or something like that. But yeah, that I was blown away by the Christmas in the Dells Dinner Show. And again, that's happening on November 13th. With a maximum of 40 or 54 people. Yeah, so definitely make sure to get on that quickly, because that's going to fill up really quickly. And well, we're already halfway through September. Or, well, give or take. Not really, but a third of the way? A third of the way. We're a third of the way through, and all of a sudden November will be here before you know it, and that trip will probably have already sold out by then. So, yeah, definitely get ahead of that. And then, well, I guess with the dinner, I see that they'll have roasted turkey, honey glazed ham, creamy mashed potatoes, Wisconsin mac and cheese, cranberry fruit salad, green beans, creamy vegetable soup, and homemade pumpkin pie, or a decadent chocolate brownie, decadent. And then they have some gluten-free, vegetarian, veggie options upon request as well. So that sounds like an awesome trip as well. That, for $132, it feels like with transportation, food, entertainment, feels like a good deal to me.
Yeah, it really is. And the nice thing about this theater is that the dinner, you're served your dinner in the same place that you watch the show.
Oh,
so you
nice.
don't have to move from a dining room to a theater setting. You are seated, and unless you get up to go to the restroom or to the gift shop or something like that, that's where you can enjoy your day.
Yeah, you're all taken care of then. Yeah, nice. That sounds great. And definitely something that people should keep on their radars, and again, sign up for that one quickly because that's going to fill fast. That will definitely fill fast. Before we go to break here, let's talk about the fall fitness programs that are going on.
Sure. Just a quick note to remind people that we offer several different fitness classes, from active adult exercise to yoga. And I encourage people to take a look at the Community Center Courier to see if those classes, if there's something that works for them, if they'd like to try a class before registering. We welcome people to come in, check in with our customer service, maybe call ahead to try out a class to see if it's the right fit for you. And we're always starting them each month or every other month, depending on the class.
Okay, got it. So if, I guess per se for the September class, I'm still not too late to sign up for it.
No, we'll still take registrations, or someone could come check it out now and then register for the next session that's coming up.
Nice.
So,
And who puts those on?
They're run by our department. Some of them are led by longtime volunteers. Our active adult exercise, that started out as an arthritis exercise class, and it's no longer supported by the Arthritis Foundation. That's why we changed the name.
I see.
But it's in it. We also didn't want to give people the idea that they had to have arthritis to take the class. It's a good exercise class for anyone. Volunteers, and we have some paid staff as well. They're all trained and certified in the classes that they teach.
Oh, wonderful. And that's all going on at the Watermark?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, it's busy over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's important to know, too, that it's any level. So sometimes people can be afraid to go to an exercise class because they don't know if it'll be too much for them or not enough. So you can always, if you see people doing weights, you can use smaller weights, heavier weights, or no weights. Everyone works at their own pace, and everyone is encouraged. And so nobody feels awkward if they're not doing the same as somebody else.
Definitely.
At your own pace, and you do what you can do.
Cool.
And that's one of the benefits of having certified and well-trained staff and volunteers, that they help people, especially if they're new to a program, determine what's best for them, if there are any weights involved, or even if it's modifying some of the activities. They guide people through that and help them. And, they push them just enough, when they know that they can do more, but they also keep an eye on them to make sure that they're not getting hurt.
Yeah, and that's nice in a small community where you start to build a rapport with people like that, and then, like you were just kind of saying, like they might be able to push you to do more, but then at the same time they'll also, have built that rapport to know, all right, maybe not today. Let's hold it back a little bit, and like you had mentioned as well, with kind of being on your own, more or less, to where you don't have to feel intimidated by the guy next to you who's doubling your weight, or maybe you're just doing body weight stuff for the day. That's all nice, because any gym experience, it can vary person to person for sure on really all of it that comes in the package of just going to the gym.
For sure. And we have descriptions included with each of the classes in the Courier, and also recommended ages. Some are for as young as 15, 16 years old. Others we recommend 40 or 50 and above. But if someone is 25, 30, but feels that would be a good fit, it doesn't mean that you have to be 40 or 50 years old to take the class. It's just based on the average.
Yeah, and then I like that there's the Watermark Walkway, which is a great way to get your steps in, get to 10K steps. I think that's that's the goal, I think, that you're supposed to get in a given day. And so that as it sounds, just walking around the Watermark?
Yeah, exactly. It's a walkway. It looks like a regular hallway. It's a circular, goes around their building, but it is a walkway. And some people come every day or almost every day, and that is their main way that they get their steps in. Other people we see on hot and humid days or rainy days, wintry days. So it's just a really pleasant pleasant place for people to walk. And for those, we see a lot of people who are recovering from knee surgery or hip surgery or something like that. So I know that that's something that's really important for people's health and well-being when recovering from surgeries.
Yeah, that I didn't even think of that part. I was thinking of the humid summer days where I was like, I want to go for a walk, but I'm gonna have to take a shower and everything after just going outside for 20 minutes to walk around. So that's a great point with especially after surgeries. And then I also see that don't drop your kids off for that walk around. Adults or kids under 16 should be accompanied by an adult. That's a good note to make. It's
Correct.
not a daycare service over at the Watermark.
Right.
And then I guess to round out the classes discussion, there's chair yoga and relaxation techniques, graceful yoga, strong bodies, the Watermark walkway, active adult exercise, strength and mobility. I believe that's all the classes going on there. So there's 5 or 6 classes going on. There's something for everyone then, and then there's different sessions that you can join, different lengths in the classes. It's all on the Courier, so I really recommend picking up one of these at the Watermark.
Yes.
Right? At
Yeah,
the
they're
Watermark,
available at the Watermark, City Hall, the library, a couple of the grocery stores in town, and other businesses. I've seen them on several businesses in their countertops, as well as some apartment buildings.
And it's all really easily accessible online as well at
Correct.
At the rec department's website there. Let's take a break, and then when we come back, let's dive into the vaccination clinics going on at the Watermark. Again, thank you to Jana and Joan for joining me this morning from the Beaver Dam Rec Department here on Hometown Today. We'll step aside here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Professional Floor Covering, making sure you don't miss what's happening in your hometown. It's Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right, and welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Durnan with you this morning. Amy was, all of last week, whenever Amy and I would be talking on the air, I had a big smile on my face because it's finally fall, and that's like by far my favorite season. I love the cooler weather, soups, chili, hoodies, sweatpants. I love everything about the weather changing. But then also part of that weather changing is getting your flu shots, getting vaccines, getting all caught up to date on all of that. And so we have some information about vaccine clinics that are at the Watermark, or are
Correct. They're at the Watermark.
All right.
Yeah, we're partnering with O'Connell Pharmacy and offering 2 vaccine clinics this fall. The first is on Thursday, October 17th, and the second one is on Friday, November 22nd. They start at 9 a.m. and run through 7 p.m. People can make appointments with O'Connell. If someone picks up our community center courier, the information on how to register with them is available in the courier, and they can make their own appointment. And we also encourage walk-ins for the for the vaccination clinics. And like you said, flu, COVID-19, shingles, tetanus, all sorts of different vaccination opportunities are offered during those clinics.
There's even a couple in here that I haven't heard of yet, which maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I don't, it's like learn about it or cross that bridge when you get there kind of thing, you know, so
yeah.
I'll get there. But that's great that you guys offer that. And that makes it really easy. And then also, again, in the courier that I have here, the Community Center Courier for Beaver Dam, there is a QR code to sign up and reserve your spot in line or reserve your appointment. And then there's also links to the website for more information on where you can get all set up with everything there with the O'Connell Pharmacy. And you can also give them a call at 608-837-5949. 608-837-5949. You can call that pharmacy and get vaccine information from them about that. Is there anything else we wanted to go over with that?
I just wanted to say it's super easy. We partnered with them last year, and because the Beaver Dam community really appreciated it, there was such a great response. We wanted to offer the opportunity for people again.
Yeah, that really makes it easy. Well, I guess even for someone like me where I'm not from the area originally, and so like my doctor's back home, and then I have to make like a whole hour-long trip just to get my flu shot or whatever. Instead, this makes it really easy. I never liked. Well, when I was at Madison going to school there, it was not easy to get get up to date on shots and all that. So that makes it really easy. The Watermark's just down the road. And that's a great service that you guys do. So thank you
it's
for
really
that.
part of being a community center. We offer blood drives, and elections are held at the Watermark, and people can get vaccines. So that's the great thing about being a community center.
I did hear about the election thing recently because I was debating on whether what I wanted to do for this upcoming election, and while I'd love to get into you guys about the election, it is at the Watermark, right? That's where the voting center is.
That's one of the polling
Okay.
sites. So it is the largest polling site in Beaver Dam, but it's only one. So people should really confirm where their polling site is before Election Day.
Okay, all right, good to know. There's a couple others.
Yes.
Okay, got it. But the Watermark, well, that's the closest one to me, so that's why it means more to me about that it's there. You did mention that there is you guys do blood drives there, and looks like there's one happening on October 4th.
That's right. We work with Versity to offer the community blood drives, and that's something that started during the pandemic. There was such a need, and it continues. So we continue to be a blood drive site and hope that the community comes out. I know that they are really desperate for certain types of blood. So if someone isn't aware of that and is interested, again, take a look at the courier for the dates and times.
It's really got everything in there. And Joan, it's funny that you in the break there you thought maybe we would have a caller, and I just got word that we do have a caller this hour here. Welcome in to Hometown Today.
How you doing?
Oh, Randy, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Randy, I've been doing a poor job. Won't lie to you. I've been trying to do a better job with these copy reads about what's going on at Pro Floor, but you are the best person to ask for that question. So fill everyone in on everything going on there.
Well, we have prepared for the big fall rush. The children are back in school. We just got a semi-load of in-stock flooring in, carpet and LVP, and we've got it all on sale because now our warehouse is bursting at the seams. We really need to move some of it. So if you're thinking you want something done before winter, now is the time. Come on in.
Definitely do that now because I can imagine how it's not a great time doing that when the weather starts really cooling off and the sidewalks and streets are all slippery.
Right. We certainly work in the winter, but the fall and the spring are our two busiest times. So, and for good reason. I mean, because the weather is probably a little better.
Yeah, and then getting ahead of it so that you're not stuck in any kind of wait to get that project done.
Yeah, right. Right now we're only like 2 weeks out, which is great. I mean, you can pick it out, and we can be there in 2 weeks to put it in.
Wow. Yeah, that's really quick and easy. Anything else, Randy, that's going on that you wanted to share?
Not really. We still have that free sink going on with our quartz countertops.
Oh wait, talk about that. I don't have that written down anywhere.
Oh, we get a free stainless steel sink if you get a quartz kitchen countertop. So there's minimum square footage of that you have to purchase. I think it's like maybe 15 square feet, which most everybody's kitchen qualifies for that. So it could be it's a nice sink. It's like it could be like a single one big large bowl sink. It could be a 50-50 split. It could be a 40-60 split. I think there's 3 or 4 different models you have to pick from. And they're nice sinks. They're very deep. They're heavy. It's a really nice stainless steel sink. And they're on their mount.
That's a great deal, and all the stainless steel sinks that I've had I've appreciated because they're easier to keep clean, and really wipe anything off that gets on there. So
right.
That's a great deal, Randy.
Yeah, it's probably a $500 value.
Wow. Well, thanks so much for calling in this morning, Randy. I appreciate the time.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, talk to you later. All right, that was Randy Warmka from Professional Floor Covering, located at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. You can visit them online at proflr.com or give them a call at 920-887-9972. We do have to step aside. We've got a lot more to talk about with Jana and Joan over at the Beaver Dam Rec Department here. We'll go to ABC News first and then go through to the Daily Dodge News Center and check local sports here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hey neighbor, this is Randy, owner of Professional Floor Covering, welcoming you back to Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern with you this morning, joined by Joan and Jana from the Beaver Dam Rec Department. Got it right this time. Not Jonah. Joan and Jana, welcome back in, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have a lot more that we want to cover before the end of the show here. So we've got, like 20-ish minutes. That my math is so bad. We have like 15 minutes. We're trying here. I'm looking at clocks. We're trying here. So I know we've got a couple things left on the list here, starting with the financial well-being for all ages.
Yeah, so we were talking about fitness classes, and aside from physical fitness, we are focusing on financial fitness. So as the community center, we serve all ages, and the financial well-being for all ages is more for adults, of course. In this case, not that we don't sometimes have programs for kids, but this one is focused on people who are first-time home buyers. And that can be such a confusing web that if you've not been through it, or if you have been through it, it's still confusing because things change, and how you don't know what you don't know. So we will be offering 2 workshops, and one is September 18th, and one is September 25th. They both are 6:30 to 8 o'clock p.m., and they will both be presented by a panel of financial professionals. So they will be sharing information about the pre-approval and financing options and how that all works, how to improve your credit score, how to budget for your mortgage. They'll talk about home inspection and what's that process, and how do you negotiate repairs if things need to be done on the home you're looking to purchase. And then they'll talk about also finding the perfect home and how do you make a winning offer. It's such a crazy market right now. You hear people fighting for offers and increasing their offers. So how do you make your offer the winning one so you get that perfect house? And then they'll also talk about what is the closing process. What can people expect when you finally have that house and your financial approval, and then what can you expect when you go in to sign the papers and make that closing final. So the neat thing about this is the presentation on the 18th will be for the general population, but on the 25th we will have, it's more focused for Spanish speaking people, and the presenters will also be Spanish speaking or have a translator there. So it's scary enough, that process. And then if you don't know the language, we will have people to help everybody through so everyone can be comfortable in learning how to find that perfect home.
That's wonderful. Yeah, a lot of these, the bullet points that you listed, like improving credit score and budgeting, that's stuff that's not taught in classes or classrooms, or at least it wasn't to me. Unless you want to take your own class on personal finance, or if you end up going into the finance world, a lot of times you're left in the dark on a lot of these things. And you need like your parents or somebody to give you a lesson on this stuff. So it's really great that you provide all that for people that, everyone eventually would like to fit into these categories to be a homeowner, to get a home. And I know that it's a little hard right now to do so, but knowing those steps that you need to take. I remember watching a lot of house hunters and being like they would give an offer, and then, I don't know, the money just moves around, and then they're able to get it sometime. You know what I mean? Like, where it's just the money with houses, it feels like it's not real at some points, and it's just getting thrown around and numbers, and I don't know. So it's all wonderful that you guys are providing all that information and all that's going on. And that's a free class as well. It's all for free.
It's all free. It's all free. Just come and learn. It's educational. No one's going to be trying to push a sale on you. It's just we value education at the community center and just want people to be able to come and learn and be able to move on with some new knowledge.
Yeah, and again, those are on September 18th for the first time homebuyer mastery, navigating the path to success class. And then on the 25th is the buying your home with confidence, a guide for Spanish-speaking borrowers as well. So those classes, looking forward to those. I think I'll have to be there on the 18th with a pen and paper and get some notes going for that. We've got the Made Fresh meal prep workshops next on the list here.
So fall is coming, and our Made Fresh meal prep workshop is focusing on crock pot meals. So people are busy, and how often don't you say, "What's for dinner?" or "I don't have time to make anything." And so the Meal Prep Workshops is a workshop where people will learn how to prep ahead of time and put those things in the freezer, so when it's time for a supper on a busy day, all you have to do is pull out something from the freezer, add maybe a few ingredients that don't freeze well, some perishables, or meat if you didn't add that in, and you are good to go for supper. So focusing on crockpot meals, that class is on October 10th. It's a Thursday morning from 10 to 11:30 a.m. And then in November, we're going to be focusing on healthy Thanksgiving. So again, prepping ahead of time, but to make those meals healthy. And there's a cost for those, $10 for residents of Beaver Dam or $15 for not residents of Beaver Dam. And that's because you will go home with a meal or two that you can just take home and pop right into your freezer. So it's a hands-on workshop. You're not going to sit and be talked to. You're going to be chopping food and filling bags and learning how to do this more often on your own.
Nice. I'm big on the meal prepping. It makes it so easy for me, and partially I think I'm a little lazy when it comes to making a dinner every night. I love to meal prep. Then I can just throw it in the microwave or whatever, or like you said, just add the meat to it that I need, and then boom, it's done. So now I have tacos the rest of the week because I made it yesterday.
There you go.
Not using a crock pot because the one time I tried with a crock pot, I failed epically. So this kind of feels like fate that this class is now going on in October coming up here. Because, I just got a crock pot. My parents, a hand-me-down crock pot that they have that's been through the ringer. So I got to figure out, maybe that's part of the problem, is that it's a really old crock pot. But at the same time, I think I could benefit from a class or two on making some meals with that thing. So again, that is going on October 10th, and then there's the Healthy Thanksgiving on November 14th. Dates, got those down. Healthy Thanksgiving. That's
Oxymoron.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had one of those. So
I don't know, but we can help you out.
Yeah, little recipes here and there, and making even just like one item a little healthier than the other way that you might make it, or maybe like 1 or 2 sticks less of butter for your mashed potatoes. Yeah.
And a lot of it is using fresher and spices that don't have preservatives.
Oh.
And reading the labels on things and realizing those long words that we can't pronounce aren't really good for us.
Yeah,
and
probably not.
How do you make food that you don't have to use preservatives and things?
Yeah,
More fresh, healthy, fresh.
Yeah, and speaking of kind of fate with this conversation I'm having with Jana and Joan from the Beaver Dam Rec Department, next we have the Friday Bowling League. This is Corey Sparks and I here at the station. We've been talking about getting a little WBEV bowling team together and assembling. I think he's the only good bowler here, but seeing if we can compete, seeing where we can lie. So that bowling league is coming up.
Yeah, that's right. And even if you can't get a team together of your WBEV colleagues, we are always looking for subs.
Okay.
So
Good to
Friday
know.
afternoons, 1 to 4, is when we bowl. The season officially kicked off last Friday. The teams are full, but like I said, we are always looking for subs. Some people sub all season long and bowl almost every week. So, but the nice thing is they don't have the commitment. If they have this or that come up, they aren't committed to a team. So, Friday Bowling League at Tower Lanes, 1 to 4. The player fee is $11 for the season.
Wow.
And $12 for the day of play. So lots of fun. It's 28 weeks. It as I said, it started last Friday and goes through the beginning of April.
people are gonna, by the end of that league, be so upset when they see me walking in the doors, subbing in for their team. I'm not a good bowler. I try and do the spin. It doesn't work out for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there are some really, really great bowlers, and there are some people that everyone's there to have fun,
Right,
but there truly are a lot of people that they're really there just to have fun and to socialize. And most of the group is over 50. It was our senior bowling league. It's actually one of our longest running senior programs for the rec department and senior center. But anyone 18 and over can bowl, and they do. So we don't just say that. There are younger people who are subs or regular bowlers on the teams.
Got it. Yeah, my grandpa was in a competitive league, and you could tell there was a gap between the competitive league and like the having fun league. In a good way for the having fun league, where I think everyone that they were in their own league, because my grandpa had like a glove on. They were into it. So I was glad there was two leagues to separate that. I see. There's also adult volleyball.
Yes, registration is open right now for adult volleyball. We offer co-ed volleyball, which plays on Monday nights, and we do 3 matches a night, so 6:30, 7:30, and 8:30, and that rotates every week through the season. So you're not always at 6:30, you're always at 8:30, but it's...
At the Wayland Academy Fieldhouse.
We play at Wayland, at their field house. And teams can be as few as 3 players and up to 15 players.
Oh, that's great to know.
So,
all right, only 3 players.
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
if you
No
can move
excuses.
around the court, it's a lot of area to cover for 3 people, but some people do it, so that's good. And we will accept registrations through October 2nd.
Okay.
And you can do that online or at the Recreation Department located in the Watermark.
That's great. This is so great to know, because after work every day, I typically don't really have much going on, and now I sign up for some things, and all of a sudden my week gets filled up. We only have a couple minutes left here to cover everything, so I don't know. What do you guys want to cover to lead us or to end us here?
One thing that I want to mention is the AARP Smart Driver course. That is a program that we offered for years before the pandemic, and we are now able to offer it again. So this is the first in-person class that we're able to offer. Thursday, September 26th, AARP Smart Driver course, 12:30 to 4:30 at the Watermark. You don't have to be an AARP member, but members do get a discount. The cost is $20 for AARP members and $25 for AARP non-members. We are taking registration in advance. All people have to do is call our department at 920-887-4639 to get on the registration list and pay the day of the program. They pay the instructor. That's not our regular method of registration, but because we're working with AARP on this, their instructor will be taking the payment. And it's one of those things where people 50 and over, can refresh their driving skills and knowledge of the rules of the road, learn techniques for handling left turns, right-of-way, and roundabouts. Everyone's favorite.
I love them.
Yeah, I know. Well, once you master
drive
them, yes, but it does take some education.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, so this is a great class for that. And then discover proven driving methods to help keep you and your loved ones safe on the road. And it might even lower your insurance premiums. People have to check with their insurance company to see if it does, but I know that it does. Several insurance companies lower their people's premiums if they take this course.
Wow, that's all great to know. And then it also says here that an evaluation of the course found that 97% of participants changed at least one driving habit as a result of what they learned. And when you started mentioning the course, even the other day I was like, did I have the right of way there? I swear I would have remembered that when I got my license 6 or 7 years ago or whatever, but. Yeah, I'm always a big proponent or whatever the word is of rehashing out courses. I'd love to take a math class again. My math is bad. Driving class is the same deal. Just refreshing these kind of things that you might have lost, or maybe some things have changed over the years.
Yeah, exactly. And I will say that this is a course that has always filled up in the past. So I encourage people to give us a call or stop by the Watermark as soon as possible, because we are taking a maximum of 24 people. The registration deadline is September 19th, which is not that far away, and again, or until full. So it doesn't mean that on September 19th, if we have 24 people registered already, it's full. So register now if you're interested. Again, the class is Thursday, September 26th, 12:30 to 4:30 at the Watermark for people 50 and over.
Awesome. That sounds like a great opportunity to do that. Thanks again, guys, for joining. We're out of time for the day. I guess if there's anything really quick that we have, otherwise, thanks again for coming in. And it was great learning more about what's going on in the area, learning what I need to sign up for in the fall in coming months here in downtown Beaver Dam.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And that'll do it for today's Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Hometown Today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, located underneath the red awning. And Hometown Today is also brought to you by Professional Floor, covering your floor and so much more, located at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. You can visit them online at proflr.com or give them a call at 920-887-9972. Thanks again to everyone who tuned in with us this morning on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.